Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Ready or Not. And I know it's not a dedicated horror game, and I already made my case for why I feel it belongs on this channel in the first video that I did on the subject. Basically, it boils down to, yes, it's a tactical shooter, but through the characters that you interact with, the situations that it thrusts you into, and the environmental storytelling, and just the sheer tension and uncertainty that comes from clearing rooms. I feel like it can be very, very scary at times, and it all culminates to tell what I feel is a realistic modern horror story in every level. I mean, in that first video, we were clearing the attic, waving our flashlights around in that cluttered, dilapidated old space while hearing the voices of raspy-voiced meth cooks hiding around every corner. Those first two videos had a great response, and since then, one of the most common requests I've received is to play more of this game. But the problem was, I didn't know what level to do. It is early access, and not all of the levels have as much environmental storytelling as Twisted Nerve has received. But I'll tell you what, I have a couple of reasons why I'm coming back today in particular, the biggest of which is that this game's just received a fairly massive update. For as tense as room clearing was before, the suspects have just gotten a lot smarter and a whole lot craftier. Now able to do things like hide in closets and under beds, and even take cover in the general environment, which means a lot of the time, we're going to be shooting back at muzzle flashes. Firefights have gotten a lot more intense in this update. This update adds a number of new levels that I'm definitely going to want to try on this channel, but the one I'm playing today is one that was actually in the game before. Or not quite. We're actually playing the raid version of this map, which was just added in this update and is just slightly different. The level is Cherryessa Farm, and the story is that an officer has been killed in the line of duty. He lays dead on the driveway of Cherryessa Farm. Your team is to deploy and clear the strange compound. Now this is a level that isn't really all that fleshed out right now in terms of environmental storytelling, but it's one which I think is very unique in this game for its premise alone. You see, we're going in the dead of night against a group of heavily armed suspects who know we're coming. They've killed the lights, and large portions of this take place outdoors. And so we're going in with night vision goggles and IR lasers. If you've ever seen the movie Zero Dark 30, it's going to play out a lot like that, only there's a lot more hostiles pointing guns at us. Now, I played this a couple of times just to get a feel for what it's like because I don't want to die in the first 15 seconds, as you tend to do in tactical shooters. But I expect it's going to be a really loud introduction, and then a lot of really tense room clearing. But who knows what to expect in between.
This is talk. Entry team, we no longer have control of negotiations. You are cleared to move and secure the premises.
Right behind you.
Alright, now right off the bat, you can see this is a group that's been training for quite a while for this fight. You can see those targets that they use for practice up on the hill. So there is a little bit of environmental storytelling here. The developers have talked a little bit about their intentions for this level, and I think it's supposed to be a little bit like a Waco-inspired thing. Basically, this is a right-wing militia, but beyond that, I'm not sure what their ideology actually is, and there's no evidence of it in the game. Oh, look at that moonlight coming over the hill. This is such a gorgeous game, but we can't rely on the moonlight to see our enemies in the darkness, so we're going to bring down our night vision goggles, let our eyes adjust for a moment, and turn on our IR lasers. Now we have the ability to aim down our sights, or, and this is going to be more useful once we get inside, we can actually switch to canted mode and go like this, and that'll give us a little bit more breathing room when we're coming around corners. We're going to enter, I think, through this gatehouse. The compound itself sits on the hill above this, so I think we're safe in this gatehouse itself, but you never actually know. I want to stay away from these windows so we're not spotted from the walls above, because if they spot you, they can actually take cover on the half-walls on the side of the compound and start shooting down at you D-Day style, and that's the last thing we want. For those that aren't familiar, suspects cannot see these lasers. They're only visible in our infrared night vision view. Or at least I think that's how they work. And with levels like this, it's always the calm before the storm. You hear those crickets and cicadas? Pretty soon, this whole hill is going to erupt into gunfire. Hopefully not before we reach that door over there to the compound. But I'm going to look up and make sure there's nobody peeking over that wall at us, nobody up in the windows. There's actually a little bit of reflection from the laser itself, so we can actually get a little bit of glow inside the room if we aim our laser up there and see if we can't maybe silhouette a head. I'm taking extra care to look at these half walls and these balconies and windows. But I think we're okay for now. Is that somebody up there? No, I think that's just sandbags. You can see they shot an officer tonight, but they've been preparing for a defense for a long time. And we're going to slowly walk up to this doorway. In the previous videos, a lot of you were saying, hey, light discipline man, turn off your flashlight. In that update, they couldn't see the flashlights. Now they can. But I'm going to walk slowly because they can hear our footsteps if we run up there. And I can see there's a light on in that window up there. I'm just going to take my night vision off for a second to see just how much of a glow that is. I'm not sure if we can shoot out the lights on the building. I think we can. But unfortunately, that doesn't help us too much right now, because I believe suspects don't actually have to worry about visibility. They can see in the dark. There's an open door over there, it looks like, a side gate to this house. But I'm going to peek this door real quick, make sure there's nobody right in front. My guys are not stacked up behind me. What are you guys doing? Oh, you're coming up the other way? Okay, I'm just going to fling this door open then, before you ruin everything. Not seeing anyone yet. I'll expose myself to that window there, but I don't see anyone up there. What about that window? See, the problem is it's kind of a vertical map when you're outdoors, so anytime I turn a corner, I'm exposing myself to multiple angles at once. They've got those windows boarded up, which may actually serve me. Nothing over here. That door is making me nervous, so I'm going to move along the right and shut it and wedge it. There's been some changes to the way that gear works, and so I can't carry quite as many wedges as I did before. I have 2 wedges on me personally, plus each of my guys is carrying 2. Also, armor now matters, so we're all equipped with AP rounds. I'm not actually sure if the suspects on this map wear armor, but it makes sense to me that they would. Yeah, that gate is open on the side. I hope they can't see through the slats in these boards. That would be disastrous, because I can't really see through. Now, we could open this gate to the courtyard, probably get some kills, but then we'd be getting into a firefight out in the open. People inside might hear it. They might start shooting from the windows, and that's not a situation I want to be in. So I'm going to tell my guys to wedge that door.
Door jam ready.
I think the move is we're going to go around that side and
Wedge
enter
ready.
this house and clear it first. Then we'll be able to look through the windows and maybe get some shots down into the courtyard. Then we'll have the high ground.
Falling behind me.
Copy that. Falling in.
I just heard somebody's voice over there. They don't know we're here yet. Let's try and keep it that way. I'm really nervous that they can peek through these slats and see us. Suspects in this update are also a little bit janky in terms of when they're able to engage you. Sometimes I've been shot at through walls. There's somebody right there, but he hasn't seen us yet. We can't actually, or I think we actually can engage him right here. He is holding a gun. Our firearms are suppressed. I'm going to go for it. Now's actually the time to do some science. I'm going to take this headshot, unless he walks away. Crap, I monologued too long. You caught me monologuing. Oh, never mind, he's coming back, yes. When we find this body, we'll have to figure out if we get unauthorized use of deadly force. But he's wedged himself in that corner. This isn't exactly good police work, but I feel it's the safest thing. Come on. Now, I heard footsteps. I don't know if they heard that or if that's my guys moving around me. Unfortunately, the friendly AI cannot take cover at this point, which is a little bit annoying. I'm going to want to be careful of this balcony on the side. Right now I'm just kind of listening for footsteps to see if there's anybody up there. I feel like part of the reason why this video fits with the channel, and this game in general, tactical shooters, is because for as tense as it is, I find that there's a weird zen to taking things slowly like this and clearing rooms. Or open spaces, as the case may be. Also, sorry if the recording setup is a little bit awkward or if there's some problems. I've recently upgraded to a 4K monitor because I got so fed up with editing G9 footage on an inappropriate screen. But it's given rise to some problems. I've troubleshooted most of it on my own time, but there's a suspect right over there. Suspect just came down the stairs. There's at least 2 guys in the room beyond, so sights trained on that doorway. May toss a flashbang in. We just killed somebody. Whoa! Okay, I think somebody might be shooting through here. I don't know if there's maybe somebody on top of that stairwell. I don't want to make this right turn because somebody could run around that corner any time, but that's 3 or 4 suspects down, 4 total, I think.
Get down and put your hands up.
Who are you shooting at? I think they just shot somebody through the slats. Okay, so AI visibility through the slats. It is a thing. It can happen if they're aware, at least. Nobody on that stairwell. I don't see anybody right there, but I can hear footsteps upstairs. Now, here's something insidious. Suspects can actually play dead in this update. If they're shot at but not hit, or... Ow, wait, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Just took a shot in the hip. Did you get him? Okay, they got him. I got a little bit injured there, but it's a minor injury, so I think I'm okay. And I took a graze on the leg as well. We've got to be more careful than that if we're to survive.
Don't shoot you.
He's down. Oh, they're all just coming to me. Maybe we should just stay here and farm them. But as I was saying, suspects can play dead if they're injured, or even if you didn't actually hit them at all, but it was
got
close.
A dead suspect here.
And they may... Oh, come on. No. Who's shooting at me? Is there somebody in there, or was I taking fire from... Was I taking fire from that door?
Get down and show me your hands!
Oh, there's the AI engaging through walls again. Okay, you guys go in first.
Down now!
That suspect just surrendered. There's so much gunfire.
Hands up.
So much for you. Oh, they're like all in this house. Now I'm gonna move up slowly.
Cover me.
You cover there. Red, you're on me.
And gone.
Don't want anybody coming from behind. Just make sure nobody's around this corner because... I think I just shot 2 civilians. I think neither of them were armed. Oh well.
This one's secure. Hey, shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you.
You were not a civilian.
Suspect killed.
You were both civilians. Okay, well, one of you was. Okay, never mind. I'm just restarting. Alright, so take 2 now. Same plan as before. And I was initially going to restart because we killed those civilians. I can see a suspect up there. But I figured it kind of showcased when we were going up there just how things can go from so planned and thought out to becoming so hectic and not what you wanted in the span of a few seconds. So there is a suspect over there. I'm going to...
Drop it now!
Shout for compliance, and he actually does it. So now I want to make my way over to him, but remember, the second he feels we don't have eyes on him, he's going to pick up that gun and try to kill us, so we're going to want to quickly clear this area, check those windows up there, and make our way over to him. No, you don't. He tried to pull a sidearm on us. He was not in the best of positions to be doing that, to be honest, facing away from us and far away. He telegraphed that quite heavily, which suspects in this game don't always give you the opportunity to do. especially since sometimes they'll even pull a knife on you as you go to arrest them. That's really scary. That was something that happened to me in the first video I did on this game. But yeah, once again, same plan as before. We're going to wedge these doors, try and keep things to a tight circuit,
Jam the door.
and move as slowly and quietly as possible. Now, I don't remember if I got through my thought before, but in this update, suspects can actually play dead if they're injured or even if they're not actually hit at all. And it's real insidious, and so in this update, they've given us the option
Suspect DOA.
to handcuff
Talk to
down
entry team.
suspects.
Copy that, entry team. Notifying morgue.
And we'll take his Glock 19, his own little safety Glock, and his MPL. See the little bullet hole right there in the fence. I don't think there's traps on this level anymore, but I want to be very careful nevertheless. Check that balcony, unlike last time. Now, the thing that's difficult about coming in the back way like this is that, I'm starting to think this might not actually be the best approach, because we have to walk up to this door exposed by all these windows and balconies, and when we get to that door, there's a left turn and a right turn right there, which is very unsafe for us. Let's look through here, make sure there's nobody coming down these stairs.
Do it now!
I just heard somebody surrender.
Drop the weapon now!
I think 2 people have surrendered, but getting to them is very dangerous. It could even be a trap. We'll want to keep our sights focused on them. And here's the difficult thing. Now, I'm going to tell one team to cover that direction. Ah,
Drop your weapon now!
that suspect
I
was...
see the weapon on
Nope.
the ground. Drop your weapon now!
What was your plan there, buddy? I guess he was too close to effectively use his weapon.
Restrain targets. Police,
That used to
hands
only
up!
happen to us, but maybe it happens to suspects too in this update?
Hands where I can see them.
Suspect
No,
down.
you don't.
Talk to entry team.
Are you dead?
Notifying
Now!
morgue.
You are the luckiest guy on Earth. Not so much your friend there. It looks like he was shot in the crossfire by his own people. Okay, now what I'm going to want to do... we shot someone coming down the stairs as well. Good job, team.
Cover me!
Your AI can be really dumb, but they can
on
also
the
be
move, sir.
very, very competent.
Stay on me.
So I'm going to have red team follow me. Blue's going to cover behind me. I'm going to switch to a canted view. Just check this room on the side. Nobody here, it looks like. Close that for now, just in case.
Put your hands where I can see them.
You're dodging a lot of bullets today, buddy, and they're not coming from us. You should be grateful. You definitely made the right decision, and... I'm going to make sure that guy is dead, because I didn't really feel like I hit him, and I thought he would definitely be getting up, and I just tanked a shotgun blast to the face. One thing that's kind of frustrating is that the AI, they do tend to have, basically instantaneous reaction times. I mean, people have slowed it down and measured it to, literally single-digit frames. It can be quite unfair at times. But we're not out yet. We can keep going. The ROE is
Talk to entry
loosened
team.
on raid mode,
Great work. Keep going.
so I don't actually have to... Are you finally dead? Oh, his team finally succeeded in assassinating him. How sad.
We've got a dead civilian here.
Talk
Get on the
reporting.
Wait.
ground now.
Affirmative, entry
Oh,
team.
he was a civilian the whole time. Oh, whatever. We don't lose the mission because we didn't kill him, but look at this pile here. They were determined to not let that guy be taken alive. Which is why it's all the more important that we do take somebody alive. Somebody has to talk, right?
Get on the ground now.
He's trying to take cover, but he's doing a very poor job of it.
The suspect is expired.
A lot of kills to report,
Make him
Copy
secure.
that, entry team. Proceed
Make
with
him
mission.
secure.
and we are going to tie them all down. The ragdoll physics a little bit funny right now,
To entry team.
Make him
Copy
secure.
that, entry team. Notifying
but I'll have
trailers.
them do that while I work on securing these
Threat
weapons.
neutralized.
This is talk. Copy that, entry team. Notifying
I can
trailers.
hear footsteps. I can't tell if there's somebody above us or somebody on our left. I'm not sure if I got every gun, but it's not the most important thing right now. The important thing is making sure we're secure in our house here, because this is now our battleship, our side of the aisle. And we gotta make sure our side of the aisle is secure, and it won't be until we've cleared upstairs as well. At this time I'm going to check my ammo, because this has been quite a bit of a shootout. I'm one mag down, but surprisingly still doing okay on this one. What have we got going here?
The suspect restrained targets.
We restrain him.
Affirmative, entry team.
I'm going to move up.
Threat neutralized.
Talk to element. Roger that, entry team.
We've
Tag
got a
him
dead
and
suspect
keep moving.
here.
Alright.
This is
Now, I
talk.
believe there can
Roger
be
that, entry team. Tag him and keep moving.
about 20 suspects on this map. I'm not sure how many we've downed. We've killed a fair few in this building. Unfortunately lost one civilian, which in this case is really just a member of their group who didn't happen to have a gun when we came upon him. But we're 0 for, like, however many on taking them alive. Look at this bloodbath. Can we see anything if we take our night vision off? Yeah. I'm not commenting so much on the atmosphere and such like I usually do in this, because the tactical shooters like this, they do tend to require your entire focus. But I do really enjoy them for that. Okay, nobody here. That door connects to this room right here, so we're going to come around and try to take it from that angle. That way we're not rounding a corner blindly. Trying to aim with a laser is a whole different ballgame. Okay, so there's nobody in here, and I think this door should open right back up onto where we were. Yeah, now the difficult thing is I want somebody covering this door to make sure that nobody comes in behind us. But we're going to need some cover as well when we bring our team upstairs, because there's going to be multiple directions they can hit us from, and I know I've heard footsteps up there. I know there's a bunch of them up there. So I'm going to have everybody falling on me.
Okay, I'm on your 6.
Wanting to be extra careful as we look up this stairwell.
We've got a dead suspect here.
I don't know where your gun went.
Roger, entry team. Notifying
Did
medical.
you just shoot?
Suspect taken out, sir.
Ah, right there.
Talk to entry team. Copy that, entry team.
And I can hear somebody
Notifying
moving about
morgue.
upstairs. They definitely heard that. So that confirms my fear. They are still coming in behind us.
Talk reporting. Copy that, entry team. Notifying.
Now!
Somebody coming down the stairs as well, and this one actually surrendered. Okay, this is critical. We want those points. We want that person to talk. So, okay, luckily he only had a knife.
Make him secure.
Brought a knife to a gunfight, and suspects with only a knife, in my
one's
experience, are much more likely to realize that they're outmatched and surrender.
Tell it to someone who gives a shit.
Now, what I'm going to do, because I want this guy to live this time,
Trailers incoming.
is I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to move him downstairs and out of the line of fire. And I'm going to make a reference now that I don't think anybody watching this is going to get. This reminds me right here of Mom and Dad Save the World, that scene where they have that grenade that requires you to pick it up for it to kill you. But the people on this planet are so stupid that they just keep doing it. I think that must be the planet these guys are from if they keep seeing this pile of bodies and coming through this doorway. This is one of the more tense maps in the game, but it's also one of the most action-packed, which is why I thought it would make a pretty neat video. I mean, that's what it is. Usually it's a big firefight in the beginning, which is what that doorway is, depending on where you make first contact. And then it's a slow, tense crawl through the rest of it. Even though we fought a lot of guys, there's still a lot of ground that we haven't covered. I'm going to want to be as careful as possible. Oh! Well, aren't you a patient little boy? Remember when I said when we first entered that I thought 2 people had surrendered?
You need to relax.
Here's the other one. He's been waiting like a good little boy this
Can't
entire
make me
time,
talk.
even though he had no reason to.
Suspect secure.
And maybe it's his self-preservation
This is
instincts
Doc.
kicking in.
Roger, entry team. Great work. Keep going.
Alright, let's open up this hallway. Now I'm going to want one team to cover this way. And luckily, I'm the only one injured. My whole team are still uninjured, and you don't lose points for them being injured anymore. Nowadays, you only lose points if they die.
Falling behind me.
And red's going to fall in on me. And we're going to continue clearing this place. It's this very slow crawl. And this is something that... I think he's just a civilian. I don't think he's armed, so I'm going to give him a chance.
Hands up!
Okay, I give up.
Alright. As long as we're not the ones that kill them, we don't lose the mission. If a suspect kills them, we can still complete it. We just take a point loss, which I don't really care about. Nobody beyond in this bathroom. I think we're safe to have my team secure him. And I'll cover this doorway.
All done. Contact is secured.
Get
your nothing hands personal,
off
man.
me.
Now, I'm going to get you out of the line of fire in case there's gunfire through this doorway. We don't want to lose another civilian. We've already lost one. And I'll just plop you down right in this safety closet. I can't wait until this level has more immersive environmental storytelling. Right now, it's in a very bare-bones state, even though graphically it looks good.
Provide support.
If you look at what they've done with
sir.
Twisted Nerve in this update, you'll really see just how deep it can go. Let's move in. This actually isn't really a great way to engage this. If I were smart, I would probably go around and leave a wedge on this door. Oh, didn't mean to throw it open like that. I meant to just peek it. But luckily it doesn't seem like there's anybody there. I'm just going to draw my sidearm and look around this corner, because you never know. That's either someone walking around or a gun glitching out on some terrain. More likely the latter. But we still want to be careful. It means somebody had a gun around these parts. Whether they're currently holding it or not, they're still dangerous. Close this for now. Come around this corner. No, still nothing here. I think that annoying sound... Oh, there's two suspects on that rooftop. And I'm not confident enough to try and take them alive, so I'm just gonna pop, and pop, pop, pop. You're down. And you're down. 2 sentries down. Anybody on this balcony? No. Actually, now for an opportunity, can we see anybody from up here? Are you armed?
Police, hands up! Drop it now!
I can't tell if we got him or not. He might be in cover. In any case, probably, yep, about time for a reload. Okay, but that's 3 less people we'll have to deal with when we're crossing the courtyard or when we're moving through here. We've still got to clear that other side of the house. I mean, games like this, what I love about them is that a map that even isn't very big can feel so huge. Oh, I didn't even notice this door was open. Real dangerous on my right there. Nothing. Okay, I think we've now worked our way all the way around. Which means there's 1 room left. I'm actually going to have my team... does anybody have an Optowand equipped? I don't have it equipped right now. So I'm going to have you mirror for suspects.
We didn't bring the mirror yet.
Oh, you don't have one? Okay, what about you, Blue?
Use the wand. Check for targets.
Got the mirror here.
If there's somebody in there, in a small room is a great place to go for a capture. I feel like I'm playing XCOM.
No traps visible. In position, clear.
But it is good. No suspects. No suspects. Okay, we are good. That means that's this house clear, and we can move on. If you'll just stand aside, sir. Thank you. All of you fall in on me, and we're going to advance.
All right, you got point.
I just realized one of you is injured after I commented on how none of you were before. I'm not sure when that happened. Now let's try and find where that dropped gun is coming from. Oh, maybe you? Usually it happens when they clip with walls or environment objects. Yeah, probably you right there. We really have taken down so many of these guys.
Talk to high ground.
An absolute bloodbath in this doorway.
Keep moving.
Where's your gun? Ah, right here. Now we can silence that noise. I don't think anybody's going to be shooting us through this courtyard anymore. We've eliminated those sentries, shot a guy across the way in the window. But in tactical shooters, it's never over until it's over. All it takes is one guy that you missed. And I'm seeing several guys in here. But it's hard to see through these blinds. There's at least one guy who I think is a civilian in that back room there.
Drop your weapons!
No? Okay, well, now we've got a problem, because now there's a suspect in there who knows where we are, and I don't know quite where he is. There's doors in here where he can make a loop around. He could be on my left already when I walk in here. In any case...
Get down! I want to see
Nope,
hands!
civilian, you get down.
Show me your hands!
Somebody in that room across the way. I don't want to take my eyes off this doorway. Looks like there's one down. I'm going to put a couple more bullets in him just to make sure he stays down. Because we can't have anybody coming from that angle right now. I want that door. Are you surrendering for real?
Hands up now! Drop your
Nope, different guy. Okay, I don't feel good about this at all. I've got... there's another door that I didn't anticipate, so we've got an open door right there, an open door on the left, and an open door on the other left. What I'm going to do is try to move in, and I was going to go through this door previously. Now the plan is to wedge it.
Use the door jam.
Door jam.
Get on the
I have
ground!
civilian
Down on your
contact.
knees!
No, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You're wedging it from the other side, you moron? And you're a moron who hasn't been shot at.
Door jam, here.
Great.
Restrain targets.
I'm tossing
Hands
a
up! Do it now!
flashbang in here.
Contact in custody.
Yep, cop's coming. It may not work.
Drop the weapon now!
Drop it.
Talk reporting.
Make him
Cuff
secure.
him.
Roger. Trailers inbound.
All done.
And I'll cuff this one.
Stay quiet.
2 civilians and a suspect. Not bad.
Tell it to someone who cares. We're trying to survive.
Civilians standing by for trailers.
Great
get
work,
this done.
entry team. Keep it up.
And hopefully that'll be this middle segment clear, but those back rooms, the side pantries are really, really scary. They're so narrow. But I don't see anyone, and of course there couldn't actually be anyone here because my idiot teammate decided to pathfind through the place with the shooter. Yeah, well, I guess he got the job done in the end. And if nothing else, it means I didn't have to do it. Alright, only one leg of our trip left. This version of the map does not include the wine cellars underneath the building, which the barricade mode does. Oddly enough, the barricade suspects mode is easier than the raid mode on this map, but I imagine things will be tweaked as this game comes further along. Let's just check my ammo. Full magazine, that's good. Or close to it. Being very, very careful. I think this building, I know it pretty well, and I think it'll be easier to come in this way. There shouldn't be too many suspects left, but I haven't really been keeping count. The number of suspects on a map does vary now, so you never know exactly how many there will be, but I think there can be around 20. I know we've killed a lot, but has it been that many? That door on our right is where we just came from. Check it anyway, just to be safe. I can hear somebody walking about upstairs, so we're not out of the woods yet. Nobody out back through that window. And now we're entering actually a pretty dangerous area, because this room has a spiral staircase and an overhanging balcony of a second floor. One suspect down on the floor right there, one we haven't documented yet. I'm actually not going to bother with the spiral staircase. There's a better way to do it.
Suspect killed.
It might just be a little bit more dangerous in the short term.
Roger, entry team. Notifying medical.
So we got to get outside, and I know there's an exterior staircase in the back of this. So I'm going to open this up. I do not like that right corner, and I especially don't like the occasional sounds of footsteps that may be upstairs and that may be around the corner. Nobody here. Okay. Definitely going to be better if we can clear the back of this place out before we go upstairs. On the right is one of the doors we wedged in the beginning. Balcony up there. Nobody there, though. Careful coming around this right corner. Looks good. Nobody else. Okay.
Wounded civilians.
And there's that downed officer from the level description. See, this is a game where, you know, you might find it kind of boring, and I'm sorry if this isn't your kind of video, but honestly, I love this. I love how, with the difficulty, so long as there's even one suspect up, things are almost as dangerous as when they started. Because no matter how well you're doing, one mistake is all it takes. The game could definitely stand to be more fair, but I think it's come a long way since the first release. Guys, you want to get him? See what I mean? Is he on the stairs? That's no good. Why is the plant blocking me from shooting? It's no good at all. It's no good at all. I am going to try and toss a bang out and see if that does something for me. Really hope it does. Nothing? Did my guys maybe get him? I don't think so. That door's making me nervous, though. And that's it.
Suspect killed.
Talk to entry team.
I really disagree with the decision to have the bring order to chaos thing come up when you kill them, because we haven't actually finished clearing the level yet. We haven't actually seen a little bit of this house still.
Suspect killed.
But that's done. It's now assured that we will complete this level. We're going to get a pretty big score because we lost that civilian, and
We've got a
we
dead
didn't really
suspect
take that
here.
many suspects alive, but sometimes it's just not up to you.
Affirmative, entry team.
But we've still got to clear the house and grab the last of the civilians, but now there's no more danger, and that's something that I'm sure the devs are aware of, because a lot of people on the subreddit have talked about it, how you kind of lose that tension once you've gotten the last suspect. I feel like you should be not sure what's going on until the very end.
Affirmative, entry team.
I hear you talking about shutting a door. I don't know who asked you to do that.
I dropped it, okay?
Yeah, you dropped it. I know you're not a suspect. See, him saying that and rounding the corner would make me very, very nervous if I didn't know that I had already completed my objectives. But that's you.
Oh, fuck, man.
And that should be the end, right?
This is talk. Copy, entry team.
Yeah, now I can soft complete. The level will end on its own if I've, reported everything, secured all evidence. But with a massive pile of bodies that I left in that doorway, honestly, there could be so many guns buried under all that. I don't want to bore you with messing with it. So I'm just going to have one last look at our pile of death. And then we'll get a move on and see how we did in the scoring screen. What a horrific scene. But to be honest, I feel like it's more their fault than ours. The one thing I feel really bad about is that because they just kept coming, it took us so long to get to that civilian. Oh, he dodged so many bullets. That makes me so sad. Alright, but let's end the level and get a move on.
Put him on safe and let him hang. Great job.
That took 28 minutes. Wow. We reported all 20 suspects and all 5 civilians. Only lost 1 gun. Only one we didn't recover. That's pretty good. And we get a C grade. Yeah. 5 officers clearing an entire compound of 20 heavily armed and armored militants. Yep, C. You only managed to take, like, a few of them alive. Like I said, some of you may find that boring, but there's definitely an audience for this type of thing. And I personally enjoy this type of gameplay a whole lot. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. I'll definitely be playing more of this in the near future. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.